Okay, hello everybody and welcome. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me, and you won't yet be able to see my screen, but I'm just going to be sharing that with you right now. So let me know, guys, if you can hear my voice and you can see my screen before we get started. Just type in a yes, guys. Just type in a yes if you can, into the question box, if you can hear me and if you can see my screen, and we will get started very shortly. Very excited to see so many of you here. Nice to have you on. Guys, can you all let me know? Would be much appreciated. Want to make sure that you can all hear me. Just type in a yes. And whilst you do that, guys, I want to give you a quick question that you can hopefully answer. So if you could please be kind enough to let me know if you are complete beginners. So just type in B for beginner. Or if you are somebody who's been doing this for a little while but not quite successful yet, so you might be in the middle, so maybe intermediate, I for intermediate. Or the other bracket where you are a bit more advanced, you're making money but you need to make a little bit more money. If you could type in a B for beginner, an I for intermediate, and an A for advanced, that would really be very helpful for me. Please do that now, guys. It's going to allow me to speak to you in a different way so that I understand, you know, whether to go slowly or whether to go a little bit quicker. So just let me know. For those that have already said thank you. So it looks like we have some beginners on here, mainly. I think only about half of you have responded. Now, guys, before we get started, I will kind of give you some tips here. Okay. I'm not sure if you know where you are, what your setting is, whether you're doing this from home or your office. But what I will say is that what I learned over the years is that whatever you're doing, you should fully, completely focus on it and do it the way it was designed to be done. And it has been proven that the more you participate in something, the better you're going to get, the more you're going to get out of it. So you may sometimes think, well, you know, why do I need to participate? Why do I need to type in yes? Why do I need to, you know, tell him if I'm a beginner or not? You know, you can sit passively. But let me ask you a question. If we were sitting in a room and somebody directly asked you that question, would you answer it? And of course you probably would, because that's just normal etiquette. But sometimes we hide behind the screens and we think we can just kind of get away with not saying anything, but actually you're kind of cheating yourself. So please let me know, guys, are you, what level are you at? So I know half of you have, approximately half of you have responded, but it would really be kind of you if you could just let me know what area you fall into so I understand how quickly we should do this. And we will get going right now. There's a lot of great content tonight. Okay, that's much better. Awesome. Clearly my words have done something. Awesome, guys. Okay, so it looks like beginners and intermediates. All right, guys. So I do appreciate you responding, okay? And let me give you something. I want to give you an amazing presentation this evening where you can walk away and you will have a different perspective and a different way of thinking about the markets that you can use, something practical that you can use to help you become more profitable. So you're not the only one, but there's a few of you that have said intermediate, where you've got some theory, you've got knowledge, but you can't make any money from it. So that's kind of my job, okay? And you'll see that I'm qualified to teach you when I go through my process. And what you will learn is that it wasn't always easy for me. Okay, it took some work, and I'm going to kind of go through that. So here's how tonight's going to go. The presentation is going to be in stages, and the stages that I'm referring to are the first part. I want you to be patient with me. Now, I will probably get somebody that turns up 20 minutes late, and then they might complain, that I'm basically not doing what they need me to be doing. Okay, I need to set the scene for you. I need you to understand the journey that I've been on so that you can appreciate what I'm going to teach you. So please, listen intently and listen to the journey that I've taken, because it can save you a lot of money. It can save you a lot of years of wasted time. Okay, so that's my goal. I want to set the scene, and then I want to teach you some really, really cool stuff. Okay. By the way, has anybody watched any of our videos at all? We post regularly our trade setups, our trade ideas. If you're part of the Elite Traders Club, you'll see that every day we go live. Okay, we go live. We look for trades together. Anything that's happening, I inform you. Like this morning, we were talking about, immediately we went on the Facebook Live and we were talking about the trade tariffs being lifted from China and the US, and the impact that it had on the yen. You see, like, that's really important information. And we have a great community, okay, which I'm going to speak to you about a little bit later. Okay, so some of you have, some of you haven't. That's fine. Okay, no worries. So here we go, guys. Let me get going. It's already a little bit later than what I wanted to start, so let me get going and we will start right away. Let's do it. Okay, just actually one last thing before I do. Apologies. Questions, please. Ideally, unless I ask you to respond, please leave them until the end. Okay, but write them down on a piece of paper, because otherwise we could be here all night. Okay, and it's not fair to everybody else. So I need about 90 minutes to basically teach you what I need to teach you. So please have that in your mind. Is everybody okay to be here for 90 minutes, for the next 90 minutes? It's very, very important. Okay. Awesome. So it will be approximately that. Yep. Okay. No, I'm not sure if a recording will be available. So ideally you want to stay for the full 90 minutes. Okay. Perfect, guys. So leave the questions until the end. That way I can get through all the content, and then anybody that's got questions or anything else, we can kind of deal with it right at the end, and you can stay, and we can stay as late as you want. Okay, no problem with me. We can go through any of your questions. Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you for being so responsive. Right, so tonight's presentation is about how to become a competent FX trader. So today I'm going to show you how to become a consistently profitable Forex trader. Now, this is really, really important. We are not in this business to make money every now and again. We need consistency, and I'm going to teach you how to become consistent, not from theory, not from something I've read in a book, but something that I do, something that I've made myself do, something that I've worked on and created a systemized way of working. And I want to basically teach you how to do that. So you may have considered trying to become a trader before, and maybe you gave up because you thought it was difficult. I will teach you and show you that it's not as difficult as you think. It really isn't. It's about knowing what to do. It's about knowing the map, and that's the most important thing. You may also think that it takes an enormous amount of time to master the skills required to trade. You may think that you need qualifications. Some of you think that you need to be smart and have all these different qualifications before you learn to trade. You might even think that you need to have a lot of money to get started. You know, when I started out, which I'll talk to you about shortly, yes, it was much harder to basically have money, to get money. Now, literally, it is so easy to get money. It's a question of, can you trade? Can you be reliable enough and trustworthy enough? If you can be and you can prove yourself, you can literally trade as much money as you want. So I'm going to show you a system that is rule-based, simple to follow, and a method that can be traded without stress and anxiety. This course has the power to bring you financial freedom. It really, really does. As long as you are prepared to learn and invest the time it takes to perfect the skills. So at this stage, I want to really tell you, because it's really, really important, that this is not a get rich quick scheme. Now, can you get rich from trading? Absolutely. Is it possible for anybody to make a lot of money from trading? Absolutely it is. But here's what it's not, guys. It's not something where, and I'm sure you already know this, okay, but I want to make it really clear. It's not something where you can literally press a few buttons, follow a few green signals and red signals, you know, the kind where you know, red equals sell and green equals buy, and you can expect then to become wealthy from doing that. Nothing like that exists, okay? It's never that simple. You have to put some work in. But here's the great thing. Let me tell you from the inside, especially for you beginners. The work is so much fun. It's an amazing learning experience. I almost envy you guys who are starting out, because you've got such a lot of information that you're going to be learning. It's super exciting. I bet some of you have already started to learn on your own. And, you know, isn't it fun learning all this stuff and how to piece it together? It's just like a game. So don't worry about putting some work in. It will absolutely be so much fun for you, and it can make you very, very wealthy. You must be prepared, though, to put in the work to learn and perfect the skills. If you're not prepared to put in the work to learn, then this really isn't for you guys. And I genuinely mean that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Do something else, okay? In fact, any business, anything you do, whether it's, you know, marketing, affiliate marketing, or setting up any kind of business, there's no such thing as do nothing and get paid. Does everybody understand that and accept that? Type in a yes. Really, really important, guys. Because if you start telling me about the magic indicators that are going to make you a whole load of money, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, we've got lots of yeses there. I'm nearly the whole room, so that's perfect. So hopefully you are guys that are prepared to put some work in, okay? Because I want to show you a tried and tested system that will show you how to trade effectively. And I'm going to show you how to limit risk on your capital. It's very, very important to control your money, okay? You don't want to risk too much on any one trade. So if you're prepared to learn and master the skills, then this will enable you to have the life that you dream of, okay? Like it has done for me. Whether you are just starting out in Forex trading or you have tried it in the past, this course will show you how to master the skills. So if you don't already know who I am, my name is Andy Demi, and I've been trading now for 15 years, and over that, in fact, okay, nearly 16. And in that time, I've basically seen all the things that work and all the things that don't work. Of course, having done it for so many years, as you can probably appreciate, it hasn't been plain sailing for the whole time. I learned some very, very valuable lessons. And in fact, you know, points in my career at the beginning, I lost a hell of a lot of money. And that basically taught me some very, very important lessons. And I was able to grow from that. Okay. And that's why I'm in a position today where I can help you, because I made so many mistakes that, I don't know how I kept going, to be quite honest, because I made mistake after mistake after mistake. And it changed, though. It changed for me, and that's what led me to become a profitable trader. And I'll share with you how I did it. So over my trading history, I've devised a system that will work for anyone. This was really, really important. When I was creating my methodology for trading, and by the way, I didn't create and invent everything. I basically systemized it. I learned from many different sources, and I had some amazing mentors. And because of that, I was able to create something that I felt that could be easy to follow and very, very systematic. And it just so happens that that approach can work for anybody. All you need to do is basically take the structure and then we customize it for you. Okay, that's really, really important. So my system will teach you what to do and show you the pitfalls that you need to avoid. It has seriously given me some amazing times being able to basically go to Southeast Asia, to go to China, to go all these amazing places, to travel, and to be able to just take my laptop and trade. It is unreal. If you've never experienced it before, it is such a privilege, and I'm so grateful that I've been, had the opportunity to do that. So it's not always about Lamborghinis and Ferraris, right? It's about what you want from life. And honestly, if you want freedom and you want to change, then trading can really do it for you. But as you guys already know, there's not too many that make it. Okay, the whole world doesn't make it, but it takes a certain amount of perseverance to keep going when things get a little bit tough. Okay, so if we teach you a system, are you going to be perfect at it straight away, guys? Do you think you're going to be perfect straight away? Do you think you may have some challenges? Who thinks they're going to be perfect? Because I'll hold you to it. Yeah, Fiona, maybe you're the being an intermediate, having been in the markets, you appreciate that. So the guys that have done it for a while appreciate that it's hard at the beginning. Now, here's the thing. It can be easier than it can be easier if you have at least the right roadmap, and that's what I'm trying to teach you this evening. I want you to be thinking completely different to how the retail trader thinks. Okay, and that's what I want to really embed in you this evening. So great stuff. So I got started 15 years ago because I wanted to learn a life skill, okay, that would support my dreams and goals. And I managed to achieve that. And today I live the lifestyle that I've always wanted. Now, like I said, it really depends on what your goal is. But for me, it's actually just very, very simple. It's just being able to be free to choose, when I work, where I work, and what time I work, to choose when I want to go on holiday without having to ask anybody, to be able to basically do my work with a laptop anywhere I want. Now, that's not to say that I'm always on the laptop and I'm always, just traveling here and there, because I have a family. But the point is this, is that you are just free to choose. Now, maybe that's not the most important thing for you. It could be something else. Maybe, especially if you're young, it could be about the sort of fast cars or whatever it is. But the point is this, is that you only get one opportunity. And, if you enjoy your job, then even better, that's great. You can do it. However, there's no harm in learning something that can basically give you another income. Can I just ask, guys, what's your biggest goal? Is it a second income? Who wants a second income, or who would love to be able to just do this full time? So just type in 1 for second income, 2 for full time. Okay, so the intermediates here are more towards the full time, and the beginners are looking at second incomes. Okay, that's great. And when I started out, it was a second income for me. Okay, that's all I did. It was on the side of my job. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And you know, there is I'm just letting you guys know, for the intermediates that put full time, there's a little bit of a transition, because when you're trading and you have another job, it's actually much easier because you're not watching the markets all day. But having said that, if you become a competent full-time trader, you will make a lot more money than the guy that's just doing it part-time. So it's just, you know, that's how it is. Because you're in front of the screens more, it means you have more opportunities, but you need to learn how to use those opportunities. Okay, so how did I do it, you might be wondering. Honestly, you might want me to say that it was easy and it all came natural to me. Okay, I was some superstar, but if I said that, I wouldn't be being truthful. It took perseverance, determination, hard work, and a never say die attitude, because I did, as I said, experience some really, really challenging times. At the beginning of my journey, I had to overcome many obstacles, and I struggled for a number of reasons. Yeah, I remember trading in a tiny bedroom in my parents' house. I was so engrossed with the idea of becoming a successful trader and the kind of life I could have. I was just almost obsessed at that time. I left a high-paying job at Deloitte to pursue my dream and went against everything that my parents wanted me to do. So, you know, I didn't really have a lot of support, okay, with what I wanted to do, but I just knew from an early age that I loved the idea of being a trader, and I didn't want to just always be in the corporate world, just trying to move up the ladder. And you know, I left a really nice job. I mean, I got to, in that job, I had a lot of fun. It was like I got to travel. I went to Germany, I went to France, Luxembourg, lived in Luxembourg for a year. So for most people, and I was getting very good money for a young kid. But I kind of like just thought about it, and I thought, well, I want to do something that I want to always do, and something that can get me the kind of life that I want, where I don't need to rely on somebody else. And that's basically what started me off looking at trading. So after leaving my job, I literally just started off with a tiny, tiny account. I had £500, and I essentially just wanted to trade and learn. So that's what I did. I started trading. So I was literally spending 12 hours a day glued to the charts. Now, if you can imagine, I'm at my parents' house. They really are thinking I'm super stupid for leaving my job where I was getting paid really good money. And they've got no idea what I'm doing in terms of, you know, they were just thinking that I was just gambling away or just messing about. And I was, you know, in my head, just so you understand, and this is going to help you, by the way. I was basically figuring out, and here's what I said to myself. I remember it like it was yesterday. I said to myself, look, if I can make a consistent return on a £500 account. Now, I wasn't thinking I was going to become a millionaire from £500. I was actually very realistic. I was just looking to make a regular, decent percentage return. I thought to myself, if I can do that on a £500 account, then there's no reason why I couldn't do it on a bigger account. All I need to do is just have more money. Okay. So that's what I thought. I thought I just need to master the formula. And that's how my approach was at that time. And it's actually exactly what your approach should be, because if you can do it on a demo account, if you can do it on a small, tiny account as well, then there's nothing stopping you from doing it on a bigger account. Does that make sense, guys? Just let me know. Type in a yes if that makes sense. So we need to master the formula. That's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, awesome. So I actually remember it was like a time I made £100 as a trader in the space of a few minutes. At the time, I thought I was a genius. And, you know, £100 is £100, right? It's not a lot of money. But for me at the time, what I was absolutely amazed by was that everybody else was kind of like getting on the trains. In London, it's horrible, rushing around to get to work and, to get to their jobs. And I thought to myself, with my feet up, my shorts and t-shirt, lounging about, and I just remember, I was like, wow, I'm a genius. I've just made £100. I haven't had to leave my house. I'm super relaxed. And although it was absolutely pure luck, knowing what I know now, at that time, something clicked in me. I was like, this, and I have to master this. I have to know how to do this consistently. And that's kind of like where my journey began. I honestly believe those early days were really, really important. Seeing some success really, really pushed me to go to the next level. So I really was super, super happy. And I just thought, this is it now. So I remember excitedly telling my dad about my achievement. And if you could have just seen his face, no, he wasn't very happy. I thought he would be happy, but he wasn't. And, despite not having any support, I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong and I'm going to make this happen. So a few years later, after doing some training, I decided I was ready to trade a bigger account. Okay. So I did get a bit of training and I basically decided, look, let me just get some money together. So I scraped together about £20,000 from loans, savings, some friends and family. And I was basically ready to show everybody what I could do, including my dad. Okay, I couldn't wait to prove them wrong. So in my first week, I remember making about £5,000 from this 20,000. Okay, so then the following week, it was about double that. In fact, in the first few months, I was in dreamland, and I basically felt that I was proving myself and to everyone how easy it was to make money. But here's what happened. The market conditions completely changed and I wasn't prepared. I didn't know how to handle it. And what I also didn't realize was I was making all this money, but I was risking way too much to make it. I wasn't really worrying about risk. And literally, in the space of a couple of months, I literally lost everything. And I was literally distraught. I was emotionally, financially broken and pretty embarrassed. And I honestly felt like I should give up. And I remember feeling like, maybe my dad was right. He's older than me. He knows more than me. Maybe I should quit and do something sensible. But I wouldn't be here giving you this presentation. So I just am not that person. I would never, just never, never quit. Okay. And if you have that attitude, guys, you'll make a lot of money, hopefully in trading. But whatever it ends up being for you, it's your attitude to it that will make the difference. You've got to always ask yourself this question. This is a good question to ask yourself. What would the average person do? And what would a leader do? What would somebody playing the game at a different level do? And always do what the leader would do and not what the average person would do. Who gets that, guys? Type in a yes. Amazing. Yeah, we will be getting to the technical stuff, guys. I told you, I always get one person that asks. So, as I said at the beginning, I'm just letting you understand the journey before we go into the technical bits. So, I wanted to understand how the banks traded, and this is where I basically really learn how to trade like a professional. Because I basically got a job at JP Morgan. I applied for it and I got it. And this kind of changed everything for me because I got to work on the trading floor with senior traders and I understood how different they traded compared to what you learn in textbooks. I was really keen and the traders saw that and took me under their wing. Having finished my time at JP Morgan, I then went to work for Schroders and Barclays Global and I learned even more in my development. So by now I was really competent, but I wanted to be even better. Okay. So I spent £30,000 approximately, most of my savings at the time, and I left home and went to work in the USA, side by side with the most successful trader I could find. Finding a real professional trader and getting to work so closely with them is out of reach for most people. So I was very, very lucky to be able to do this, guys. And it literally took my trading to another level. So as I said at the beginning, you know, we are all on a journey and we learn from different people. And as I said, I got to work on floors and I got to learn from real big shot traders working in very, very high positions, working for some of the best and most successful institutions. I got to work one-to-one with this particular trader and some other mentors that I had along the way. So at every opportunity, I was not scared to invest and grow because I always understood that in order to basically achieve something, I needed to learn from people that were doing this and doing this to a very high level. So after this, I basically landed myself a position of head trader at a London hedge fund. And I went from managing a £500 account in my parents' bedroom to managing over 200 million and a team of traders in London. I was responsible for them. I was training them and managing these traders. Basically, they were working for me and I was basically in charge of results. So if they failed, I failed. It was like that. So today, I want to offer you the opportunity to learn the exact system I taught them. Is that something you are all interested to learn, guys? Type in a yes. Okay. So as you can probably tell, I have a passion to help and educate people. And this is why we created the London Trading Institute, so that you can learn the right way to trade. Because, you know, there is so much theory out there in programs, but theory doesn't equate to results. Theory is something that you learn in university. And theory is nice to know, but after all, are we not looking to make money from this? I don't think anybody here is looking to do this just for fun, although it is a lot of fun. Most of you, I would assume, you're looking to make money from this. So why am I going to teach you stuff that is not going to be something you can apply? Okay, that is a waste of time and actually a waste of brain power. So that's not our approach. Okay, so if it's theory that you want, you need to go somewhere else. You need to go to university. So we don't want to teach you fluff. Okay, this is not the aim of the presentation. We want to teach you things that can help you make money, genuinely can help you make money. So my system will show you how to use a rule-based method of trading. Now, let me just pause there for a second. Rule-based method of trading. What is a rule-based method of trading? It basically means that there is always going to be a rule so that you know what to do in every kind of scenario. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Because what happens if you have a situation where you just trade randomly? So let's say, for example, you say, hey, I'm going to buy this because, I don't know, I'm buying sterling or pound because I think Boris Johnson's a genius. So you buy sterling for no real reason. And another time you say, hey, listen, I'm going to sell this currency because the indicator's telling me, this indicator A is telling me to sell it. And then another time you make up something else. Here's what's happening. You're going to get some results. And at the end of those results, you're either going to win or lose. But here's the problem, guys. Let me help you understand what you're building. So you are either building, so let me put it in a different context, not to do with trading. If you think about what the most successful companies do, have a little think about it. What do McDonald's have? What does Costa Coffee do? What about Starbucks? What do they have? They have a systematic way of doing things. They have rules for doing things, and they can then scale it up as much as they want by opening more and more shops. Now, what does the average guy who just has one, who has only one coffee shop do? They might sell better coffee even than the chains. But what don't they have? Why have they not grown to the same levels if they've got better coffee? Anybody? What don't they have? Not quite. Yes, yes, you're right, Fiona, the brand. But actually, what I'm referencing here is they don't have a system of growing. They don't have a system of scaling. So all they do is they just sell nice coffee in a random way. You see, when you go to a chain, it's always the same, isn't it? The layer is the same. The coffee is mostly the same. They have a way of growing. They have systems. They measure. This is what a good trader does. Because here's the thing. If you can say, for example, I have rule A and rule B and rule C. When rule A and rule B are met, for every £1 I put into the market, I make on average £2.50. How many pounds would you put into the market when you see rule A and rule B? Let's see if anybody gets it. So let me repeat what I said. If you have rule A and rule B, and when the two are met, let's say, for example, in trading terms, the stochastic and the RSI, they're both oversold. When rule A and rule B are met, and there is an opportunity to buy a market, and you have done the statistics, for every £1 you put into the market, you get £2.50 out on average. On average, okay? Not every time, on average. How many pounds would you consider putting into the market? Okay, yeah, it does, Fiona. But if you have a system that can basically churn out £2.50 for every £1 you put in. And what's the answer? I'll help you guys out. Okay, I'll help you guys out. The answer is simple. You will put in as much money as you can possibly afford or you can get hold of. You've just found the formula that you should be able to now scale. Even if you don't have the money yourself, you now have a formula that you can scale up because you can go and get more money using that formula. That's why a rule-based approach is the only way to become like the big coffee shops and not be like the small corner shops that don't grow. Type in a yes if that makes sense. Because this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to approach the markets. Okay, awesome. With theory, you can produce random results. But with a rule-based approach, you can produce systematic results. This is how the banks do it. And I'm going to show you how to do it too. My goal is to teach you how institutions trade the markets and then to show you how to outperform them. Who's interested in learning how to become a winning trader and outperform the banks? Just type in a yes. By the way, I do this to engage you, to keep you thinking. Okay, so let's begin. Now, let's first understand the key difference between institutions and retail, because there are differences not just in the knowledge, but also in the approach and also in a few different other factors. You see, institutions have obligations. This is really, really important to understand. They have to basically fulfill very large orders because they are required as a market maker, they are required to provide what's called liquidity in the markets. Now, even if you are a beginner and that doesn't make sense to you, what I want you to get is they are almost forced to buy and sell a currency. Now, or an asset or whatever it is, gold or whatever it is they need to buy. Now, think about it like this. If they are obliged to buy and they have large orders to fulfill, what's going to happen when the institution goes to market and places that order? Is the market going to get more expensive or cheaper? So if a big institution is placing a big buy order, is it going to push the market up or down? Let me give you a second to answer. Okay, good. Up. Exactly, up. So what happens then when they want to buy? Well, there's two things, guys, that they do. Now I'm going to share that with you. Now, why are they secretive about what they want to do? Because they don't want you to get in front of them. Okay, because if you knew that a big bank, let's say like Goldman Sachs, is about to buy, a ton of gold, then you would immediately go and buy it, wouldn't you? Because you know that a big order is coming in. Now, so they don't want you to know what they're doing. They want to be able to buy and sell at the best prices without anyone knowing. So here's one of the methodologies that they do. Okay, so if you don't know this, you want to write this down. What they do is they drop feed their orders, and slowly accumulate or distribute their position. So if they're buying, they're accumulating, okay? Accumulating at their position. Now, what that basically does is this leaves traces in the markets, and you can basically identify when this is happening. And here's the great thing. Here's what normally happens. When they do this, even though they're trying not to push the market up, most of the time, the bank or the institution, whatever it is, doesn't end up buying the whole amount that they want to buy at the price that they want to buy it at. So sometimes they're slowly buying it, and then there's a breakout. So the market pushes up. Now, what do? They don't want to pay the higher price. So what happens? Well, they basically wait for the price to come back to the same exact zone, and then they slowly start to buy it up again. And that's why you have those zones be very, very reactive, because that happens all the time. Now, if you can identify those zones ahead of time, then you are already going to be streets ahead of everybody else, because you're going to be able to buy at those places with very, very low risk, because that's basically the area that institutions are going to be buying. So you can just get in just in front of them before they start buying again. Everybody, does that make sense? Okay. So how useful would it be to know ahead of time where these institutions are buying and selling? Do you think that would be useful? Now, I'm not teaching you anything illegal here, but we have got a way to identify that, which is what I'm going to be sharing. Would it be useful? Yeah, okay. So we've got a system that can identify these levels ahead of time, so you won't get caught out with institutional traps. Now, this is another topic which I'm not going to go into too much, except I will give you a high-level overview of what an institutional trap is. Basically, an institutional trap is designed to trick you to do one thing with the intention of the institution to do the opposite thing. Why do they do it? Well, basically, they want to buy cheap. So they need to signal the retail guy to basically sell it, and then they can buy it off you really, really cheap. Okay, these things happen. Okay, don't hold it against the institutions. It's part of the game, but I'm teaching you how to be ahead of the game now, so that you're not having that happen to you. So when you see a market, running and looking like it's going to break out and then reversing completely to go the other way, you've probably just had an institutional trap made against you. So the great thing about understanding where the institutions are buying and selling is that you don't need to spend all day in front of your screens, because some of you might enjoy your job and you just want to do trading as a second income. You just need to find the zones that the banks are interested in and then place your orders in front of them, and then everything else can be managed automatically almost. And we show you how to limit your risk and maximize your profit. So would you like to learn what goes into the formula? Because there are 4 key things that you need to learn, and I'm going to go through them right now. 4 key things that will allow you to identify the most likely interest zone for the institutions. Okay, lots of yeses. Yes, 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 yes. All right, let's do it. So here are the 4 key ingredients that you need to know to understand how to find these levels. Now, the first one is an obvious one: past supply and demand levels. Now, what this basically means is that you are just generally looking historically, just like you would do on any chart if you've been trading, and you want to find identify historical levels, so areas where the market has reacted in the past. Okay, the most obvious ones. Now, the next part of the equation is the time spent at these levels. So the longer the market has spent there, the more significant that level is. So if something has been basically just gone there and bounced lower, then it's not as significant. But if it's gone there and basically hogged that level for a little while, there's probably been some accumulation and distribution there in the past. The other factor, which is number 3, is how recent the level is. So when it comes to reaction zones, ideally you want to have something that is more recent, matching up with the other criteria. And then we're looking at the amount of transactions traded. So typically what happens is, if you add volume to your charts, is the market is doing very, very small bars, but the amount of transactions traded is going to be higher than average. And that's again another clue to identify these levels. So by putting these ingredients together, you have the formula to find the areas of interest of the big institutions. Now, we've created a formula, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute to show you what it looks like, okay? And this identifies the levels of interest. So my question is, do you think you could make money, honestly, if you could just copy what the institutions are doing? Because I'm going to show you a video. Who thinks that if you could understand, just like when you're working in a big institution, you knew where the markets were most likely to react, do you think you'd have a better chance? Okay, not guaranteed, would you have a better chance of making money? Because I'm going to show you a video now that hopefully will enlighten you. Okay, right, so let me share with you. Hopefully we're going to be able to play this. Now, what I'm going to share with you right now is a video where I'm going to basically show you a chart, which is a plain chart of the euro dollar, and then I'm also going to show you a chart where we add the levels in. Okay, so let me do that right now. Now, guys, there's no audio to this, okay? So I'm gonna basically just speak over it a little bit, okay? Hopefully you're gonna be able to hear me. So I'm just gonna hit play. So what you can basically see right now is a chart of the euro dollar. Now, I just want you to just observe what's going on here and see if you can figure out, you know, where you think the market's going to go next. Okay. Bearing in mind, there's no levels on there. There's nothing on there drawn. This just is basically the euro dollar chart. So here you can see the market's going lower, pushing lower, trending lower, and then bang, reversal. Okay, what happened there? Now, that's kind of like, if you add your normal typical indicators, that's how most people trade. Now, here's what I want to show you now, okay, with our proprietary indicator that basically identify these levels ahead of time. So let me show you basically what it would look like, the same chart. So this is how you just simply drag it in, and in a moment I'm going to show you on this video basically the exact same chart. Now, these levels are drawn in ahead of time. And I just want to share something here with you that's important so you understand it. Let me just pause. So when you see, this is what I need you to look out for. Just type in a yes if you can see this. When you see the double areas, these are the key areas of reversals in the market. So here's one there. You've got one where we are, and then one a little bit higher, and then one up here, and then one down here. Just look out for those areas. Bear in mind, we have these areas ahead of time, okay? And look how the market is reacting. So this is a supply level. Let's play it out. So here's your reaction level there. Market pushes low. Look where it goes, guys. Straight into the next double level where demand comes in. Now what's happening? Institutional demand, it's pushed up. And look, it goes through. Now, for most people here, this is where you would think, oh, hold on a minute, this is going to go to a new high. But we've got the institutional demand there, the institutional level, sorry, there. And look how we know that the market is going to pause, and it does. You couldn't just do that with just normal support and resistance. Now, here's the other great thing with this, how the strategies can work. You can build strategies based around this information. You see here, once you break this key level here, there's no demand. So in other words, if there's no institutional demand, the next area of interest is all the way down there. The chances are this market is going to fall, and it's going to fall sharply. Bang, look at that, big drop. Now what happens? Again, the double level of demand, the institutional area comes in again. Sign of weakness there, first sign of weakness, makes a lower high, doesn't quite get to the next level. And so if it breaks it, guys, you're now, where's it going to go? You're looking at the next level. If it breaks that next level, then you're looking at the next level down. This is how it works. Look at this. No demand, big quick move down. Now what happens? Well, let's see. So it's holding, it's holding. Strong area there, acts as resistance. Bang. No sign of weakness, no institutional demand. Look how quick the move is, and look how easy it just goes to the level. And there you go, institutional interest comes back in. Now, can you see how powerful this can be to have this on your charts? Because here's the thing, this is not a magic indicator. You have to still make decisions. You still got to decide, you know, do I trade it to the next level? Do I want to play the reversal? Do I want to go with the trend? You know, that's part of the strategy that you're going to create, okay? But the point is this, is that by understanding and trading with institutions, you can take high reward and low risk trades, which is ultimately, that's what big institutions do. Because as soon as a level is broken, guys, you don't want to be in that trade. So you don't need to risk a lot to make a lot using levels. Type in a yes if that makes sense, everybody. And I know for some of you that are beginners, it may not. So I appreciate that. Okay, surprisingly lots of yeses. That's great. Okay, so So we've basically learned the difference between a naked chart and then using the institutional levels. So that's okay. I mean, I've got a couple of no's as well. It's completely understandable. It's very, very difficult to learn everything in such a quick space of time. But what I'm basically saying there is you still need strategy, okay? Understanding, how to trade the same way as institutions is essential for sure for your success. In fact, it is absolutely necessary. But apart from that, you need to understand your strategy, okay? That is going to allow you to profit from this knowledge. An exact plan of how to enter, where to target, how much to risk, and where to take a stop. Something that is rule-based and proven, and something that you cannot cheat. The chances of you succeeding without these elements is almost zero. So if you've been trading for a little while and you haven't quite made it yet, this is probably the elements that you're missing. Trading blindly is like trying to cross the River Thames without a life jacket or a boat. You will inevitably drown. Even if you only have 30 minutes a day, you can do this, okay? You can do this to start earning a regular income. Ideally, guys, I'd recommend about 60 minutes a day, okay? But even if you have 30, it's still enough to get started. It's possible to earn a full-time income that surpasses your job working 30 to 60 minutes a day. We have been trained to believe that you have to work hard, do the hours in order to get remunerated, but this is old school thinking. If you like, you can carry on doing what you've always done, or you can be like many of our successful students who took the leap of faith. Almost daily, guys, we get emails, messages, phone calls all the time. We're like a big family of people telling us how well they're doing. And this really does inspire me to help you, okay, to want to help you, to give up my time. So, the truth is, we really only want to work with you if you are committed and want to be successful. So there is an opportunity that I'm going to be sharing with you in a little while where, we can really take you to where you need to go. I mean, really take you to where you need to go. But you need to be somebody who is fully committed to doing it. And we only work with people that are, or tell us that they are, genuinely really committed to do this. So if you really want to be, how serious are you about becoming a trader? And I don't mean just for a bit of fun, okay? Because we are not training you just for a little bit of fun. We're training you to get results. So who is with me? Who is committed and really wants results in trading? How much of a difference is it going to make to your life? If you're seriously that person, type in a yes. If you're not that person and you want to just carry on living day by day, then type in a no, because it's important for me to know at this stage. Because if it's a no, then we genuinely won't take you on. Because some of you guys might say that you are committed, and that's great. And I'm not gonna, there's not gonna be anybody that we're gonna drag along. Okay, the truth is that if I'm bringing somebody on and I'm gonna basically, you're gonna be my responsibility. I am gonna be responsible for you, just like when I was training, in the hedge fund, when I was training my traders, their results are my results. So your results are my results. So if you do a program with us and you don't succeed, that's me not succeeding. So that's why I ask, it's really, really important that I have your commitment. And I appreciate you guys being so committed. Now, I'm going to just share with you a couple of little messages that I get. You see, like, testimonials are great, but sometimes I just like the normal messages that we get. We're like a big family. People have my number, where, there's a lot of trust. And, we've got a great community. That's why I asked if anybody's seen it. And, I'll show you how to get access to that. We post regular videos, and we also have a private group, okay, for our students. Now, Alex basically sent me this text message, and I wanted to share it with you. So, hi, Andy. As promised, I wanted to give you some feedback on the trading course. Okay. I did ask him to give me feedback, to be fair, but this was a random text that he sent me. So I must say I wasn't sure if I needed to do the beginner's course because I had a lot of knowledge already. But oh my, I didn't realize how little I really knew. I've done other courses in the past, but this is on a complete other level. I feel like it's impossible to lose with what you've taught us. I'm so glad I listened to your colleague Ben and went for it. And then this is Alex again, messaging me in the morning. As long as you don't message me, well, I'm up really early, to be fair. 5 o'clock, I'm normally in the office sometimes. So 4:45, I'm up. So as long as you're not messaging me at stupid hours, you may be lucky enough to get my phone number. But here's what Alex put. So Alex basically took a trading cable here, and he made £470 before 9 o'clock. And he was so excited because Alex was basically earning 700 euros a month working in Cyprus. So this was a really big deal for him, and he's doing really, really well. And I tell you what, I'm not going to go into his personal stuff, but at the moment he's got some personal challenges, and because he can trade, he's been able to basically continue to earn an income, whereas, from what he was earning before, he's lost that income. So if it wasn't for trading, basically he wouldn't have any income at all. So another message that I got here, this came from Andrew, one of our recent graduates. So Andy, I wanted to ask a question. In the last few months, I've been making more money from trading than my accountancy job. Should I quit? Or put better, when is the right time to quit? So that was a really good question. And here's my response. I put, Andrew, this is your decision to make. Quitting your job doesn't mean you will perform better. It just means you will have freedom to do what you want with your day. And, we're quite honest, and, it's always going to be up to you. But we're happy to give you advice. And in the end, he's basically carried on working and earning 2 incomes. And he is planning to quit early next year. Anna started with us in 2015, and she trades our capital, by the way. Is anybody interested in that, by the way? Anybody interested in trading our company fund? You can do it remotely on a commission split. Okay, cool. I will talk to you about that for those that said yes. So I'll get to that in a moment. So here's what Anna said. Andy, I'm up $4,000 in the funded account in the last few days. I can't believe it. It feels incredible. And I put, wow, that's amazing, Anna. You are a superstar. That's about 8%. Yes, and she was just using one strategy, basically the TR strategy that we teach. And I basically just said to her, well done, don't get overexcited, keep going. And she was happy with that advice. And John, finally, John put, hi Andy, just wanted to say a big thank you. Since the course, my results have been incredible. That's amazing. I may need a testimonial from you, and he's put, of course, no worries. I'm up just shy of £7,000. First time in my life that I can see light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's it. So, and for anybody, I think I've already asked this question, who's looking more for full-time trading, then you can become a very competent day trader very quickly once you have the knowledge. In fact, we've got a methodology that can predict the high and low of the day with an 85% accuracy. So you can basically see that. I'm going to share that with you. But basically, with an 85% accuracy, you can predict the high and low of the day. So for day traders, it's super, super good. And you know, I use it all the time to basically take specific strategy that works amazingly well. David, if you want to look at charts and technical analysis, you want to join our groups. Okay, we post on there every day. This presentation is really more for a high-level overview of what it takes to be a successful trader. So every day we post our trades and our trade ideas. You know, this is what we do for a living. So if you want, I'm going to share with you in a moment how to access that. You can watch all the archives, what I was talking about today, and so on. So I'm going to give you this strategy, if that's okay, with you guys. I'm going to share that with you, but I need you to stay until the end of this presentation, okay? And whoever's here at the end, we're going to basically send you the strategy. So now I want to ask you a question. I want you to ask yourself, what made you decide to come to join us in this presentation this evening? Was it because you just wanted to pass the time, or was it because you are serious about changing something in your life for the better? To maybe earn more money, to have more freedom, whatever it is for you, figure that bit out, okay? If you already know it, type it out. It's always good to, you know, verbalize it. What made you come here? So I hope for most of you it's because you want to do something really, really cool, and you want to learn how to do this so that you can have that freedom and make the kind of money that you deserve. So you are clearly someone who is striving to better themselves and to learn a new skill. So I already know a little bit about you just based on the fact that you are here. You booked your place and you showed up. So I already want to congratulate you for doing that, because that's already better than most. That's already way better than most. So you're already proving yourselves right now. But here's the thing, guys. You know, it's absolutely fine to just join an event like this and then kind of get on with your night and get on with your days and forget about it, okay? And, you know, some education is better than none, okay, for sure. But really, this is the first step. If you really want results, I mean, big results, you do need to take big action, just like I did. I invested a lot of money to learn how to do this properly, because I needed to understand how to make money, how to basically get the lifestyle that these guys were having. And I didn't want to spend years and years and years wasting my time. So, you know, over the years, I've worked with and trained many, many people, both in institutions and through this education system. And by the way, you guys have sent me some amazing responses there to why you want to do this. I mean, if that's not going to drive you, I don't know what will. Okay, so really thank you for those. But what I found is that all people are the same when you look underneath the surface. Okay, we all have the same fears and desires to be happy and fulfilled. But you know the difference between those that succeed and those that fail? It's simply a decision to take action no matter what your limiting beliefs are, and then build the faith. If you always sit on the sidelines, nothing can change for you. So if it's okay with you guys, I don't know how we're doing for time. I'm going to just play you a couple of videos. I'm not going to play you all of them. I've got a lot. We've got so many good testimonials if you haven't seen, because we really help people get results. So I want to play you a couple of videos that are really interesting. One is Tom here. And Tom basically was an army officer. He basically got in touch with us. He wanted to, you know, do something after the army, learn a skill. Obviously, the guy is obviously naturally disciplined, being in the army, and without any experience, he took the course. And I'll just share with you what Tom said. right here, and then I'm going to play you another one which is really inspirational. So let me share with you Mr. Tom. Here we are. You can only see his head, by the way. It's floating head. Definitely not a professional videographer. So that was Tom, who's a good friend of me now, of mine now. We normally become friends with the students. Now, I know, I've taken up a lot of your time, so I'm going to play you one more, but I just want to share with you a couple more people. A common belief that stops people is they think you need a lot of money. And, as you saw, I started with £500. And Anna, who came to us in 2015, is the lady who texted me, who is now trading a really big size account, doing very, very well for her. She had a dream to basically go and live in Cyprus. She came from Russia to do the course, and she basically wanted to bet her life and her daughter. And now she lives in Cyprus. Really, really great lifestyle in a villa in Limassol, and she's loving it. Okay, making really good money, not even risking her own money. And actually, that was one of her concerns. She wanted to start trading, but she didn't have a lot of money at the time. But she started with just a small account. I'm not going to play the video right now of Anna. This is what Anna looks like, but I will just because of time, I want to make sure that I, respect you guys and finish on time. So the other thing is that, the other thing that people worry about is how long it's going to take you to learn to trade, to become competent. The truth is, if you've got a blueprint, it's not going to take anywhere near the time that if you don't have a blueprint. So if you're trying to figure out and put in everything, all the bits and bobs together, it's very difficult to do that. Okay, so having a system takes away all that pain, and having rules to follow takes away all the guesswork. So it allows you to learn how to trade fast and effectively. Our rule-based method wastes no time on unnecessary theory and shows you how to trade practically. So I want to show you this video, guys, if it's okay with you. Rob, who recently did one of our programs, because he's a really inspirational guy. He basically is doing absolutely phenomenal considering how recent he's been finished. And what I love about Rob is that he took a big risk and quit his job. This is not my advice, by the way, don't quit your job. But he quit his job as a mortgage advisor, and he also sold his Mercedes, which he had bought for £65,000. Okay, and basically, the reason why he did all of that is because he wanted to fully commit to being a trader. Okay, that is real commitment, guys. I asked you guys before how committed you are. That's what we're talking about. That is serious commitment. Now, again, I'm definitely don't want you to leave your jobs. Okay, you need that income, but I'm just showing you that, there are people that can take big risks to get big results, and he's doing really, really well. So let me share with you Rob, and then we're going to go into the final bit. And guys, he says there about 4 weeks. That's pretty typical, to be honest. Normally it's about the month before you're competent enough to really go into the markets. We already mentioned that some people were worried about qualifications. You know, Laura, who's also been very, very successful. This is Laura. I'm not going to play the video now because, again, like I said at the time, but she was a bit nervous when she joined us, and you know, she was worried that she didn't have many qualifications, but she's ended up being very, very well. Very disciplined young lady, does extremely well in trading now, makes a lot of money. So let me ask you a question, guys. If you have a proven blueprint that has stood the test of time, that has been followed by many students before you and had great success, do you think you can be successful? Now, it's really important to answer yes if you really think that. Having a blueprint is something that most wealthy people do. They're not interested in trying to discover and reinvent the wheel. They want to learn a way that they can make money. They can follow a simple path that can be customized for them. Do you think you can make money with that? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So if that is you, then this is what we're going to speak about, okay? We're going to speak about the opportunity that I'm going to have in just a moment. Now, before I get to that, you know, I also want to ask you, do you want to waste years making the same mistakes that everybody makes and trying to figure it out all on your own? It just doesn't make sense to do that. The smart thing to do is to model a proven formula that works so you can get results fast. Would like to learn. Who would like, sorry guys, it's been a long day. Who would like to learn a fast proven way of getting results? Because I want to share with you guys, if you give me a few minutes, basically 10 minutes, I want to share with you a really, really ridiculous no-brainer offer that's going to help you mentally achieve those goals. So for those of you that are still here and have said yes, is it okay, guys, if I spend a few minutes just to share that opportunity with you guys? Just give me that permission before I move ahead. And if it's something you don't want to listen to, then it's absolutely fine. You can log off, and I do appreciate you being here up to now. But if you do want to listen to it, please type in a yes and give me that permission. I don't want to just assume that I can do it. I'm going to have a sip of water. Bear in mind, guys, it is, what time is it now? 9:26, and I've been up since 4:45 trading the markets in the morning, but I'm still here, just about here, presenting to you guys. That's my commitment to you. Awesome. I appreciate it. My pleasure. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about today is the Applied Trading Program. So this course, you are basically going to learn how to trade like a professional, the way that the banks trade. We're not going to teach you the same regurgitated fluff that you can learn in textbooks. We're going to focus our attention on showing you the things that work in the markets. As I said before, the goal is to show you practical things that can help you make money, not teach you theoretical fluff. Most importantly, you will know how to piece everything together to form your own trade plan, basically using our easy to follow template. As I've already mentioned, the course is very practical and not focused on useless theory that doesn't work. Remember, you are learning from real traders who make a living from trading. You are learning a rule-based methodology, so you never have those doubts before taking a trade. So many people trade with stress and anxiety because they don't know what they are doing. This is not the case with our students. Trading with rules and uncomfortable with is the only way to succeed. That is the way Saulo saw it when he came from Brazil to do our course. The LTI method of trading makes it so easy and relaxing when taking trades. This is what Nikita said when she recently came to the course. And Daniel, an 18-year-old boy, is doing very, very well now. He started when he was a bit younger, actually, but he was, just trading under his dad's account. But here's what he said: I never have any doubts about taking a trade or how to manage it, and it shows in my results. I used to always close profits early. So to become a professional Forex trader, you need to learn an easy to follow strategy that is customized for you. This is really important, guys. Even if you don't do it with us, the most important thing is just learn this evening, okay? If we can take something away, learn this. You're not going to make money trading somebody else's system. You're not going to make money trading somebody else's signals. You're going to make money by taking a blueprint and then making it so that it works for you, for the way you think about things, for you as a person, okay, and your own personality. But this is exactly what we help you do. There is a no one size fits all, and our approach to training is very individualized. By the end of the program, you will have your very own custom built trade plan with rules that fit around you, the time you have, and your personality. So on its own, it's easily worth £5,000, this course, but I want to be sure that you have all you need to be successful. Therefore, I'm not just going to offer you that. So some of you guys said yes to potentially getting funding from us. So as part of the course, I'm going to give you a funded account for $25,000. Now, of course, I'm not just going to give it to you. You will have to prove yourself, okay? You still need to go through the program. You need to go through your assessment. And if you go through that and you're successful, you will get a funded account of $25,000, okay? And that is yours to trade, and you have a 50-50 split. And you can trade other funds as well. So you can just trade this on the side of other funds. This will allow you to start earning an income right away without risking any of your own capital, and could easily be worth $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So what else will you need? Well, for those that were worried about what trades to pick, I mentioned before about the Elite Traders Club. I will give you access to that for 3 months. Basically, you will have access to a private group. You will have access to full analysis. You will have access to updates, trade ideas, trades when we're taking them, trade management, and so on. Basically, it is your private network to me and the other traders and to the other successful students. So being a member of this club will give you access to live trading analysis and premium video access, and membership is worth £300, but you're getting that for free. I want to be sure that you have access to the very best advice. So I'm going to give you direct access to me every single week. This is our most popular additional thing that we do. We never used to do this. It's only something we've done the last 2 months, and is very, very popular with our students, where you basically can get to ask me any question you have, okay, about the program. Anything that comes to your head, you can ask it. You can send your questions ahead of time, or we can just get on live and answer your questions. Okay, so if you can't make it live, you can send me your questions before, and I will get you a recording. So it'll be like basically me being by your side, teaching you to trade, and you can ask me any questions you might have. So this is easily worth $2,500 per week, but you're getting that also for free. What else you might think? Well, let's have a review so far. So you're going to get the Forex course valued at £5,000, the funded account for $25,000 after passing the assessment, the Elite Traders Club membership, and direct access to me every week. And so all these items will guide you and expedite your growth as a trader. And I'm sure you will agree that all of this sounds great, but of course we are going to over deliver. So I want to be certain you're going to be successful. So here's what we need to give you. We need to give you a professional trading journal. This basically will allow you to keep track of all the trades that you're taking, and you're going to learn what is working and what is not. So you're going to be able to scale up the trade ideas and strategies that are working, and then remove the things that are not working. Very, very invaluable. You're getting that for free. Then we're going to give you a trade plan template. This is going to basically guide you to help you build your trade plan, okay, with fixed rules that you can start to implement. And you're getting that also for free. And finally, you're also going to have access to risk and money management software, so that you know exactly how much you should be risking on each trade and not risking too much of your capital. Again, we'll include in that. Okay, so we're literally giving you everything you need. So here's what it looks like. So you get all these items for free when you invest today in the Forex course. So let's review it, guys, so you are clear about what it is that you're getting. So when you invest today in the Forex course, you get the following. You will get the Forex course, okay? And by the way, this is going to be taught online. It is a month course, but we will give you access to all of the materials for life, including all the updates, guys. Really, really important. We update the course regularly, okay? We actually have 2 versions on the portal that you're going to have access to. So you will have the Applied Course 1.0 and the Applied Course 2.0. Of course, there's overlap, but we do teach new things, new ideas based around the same concepts. You will get the access to the $25,000 account, okay, after your assessment. You get the Elite Traders Club membership for 3 months, the weekly calls with me, the professional trading journal, the trade plan template, and the risk and money management software, all at a total value of £10,097. So, as I've told you, anyone can follow the rules in this course and be successful. If the system brought you financial freedom, would it be worth the price? Yes, it would be. If this system would get you a second income, would it be worth the price? If this system only just covered your expenses, would it be worth the price? Of course it would be, but you know I'm not going to charge you £10,097. The whole idea of us, guys, is to give you real trading strategies from real traders, but we want to make it affordable for everybody. And if you took the course today and in 90 days you were a competent trader, how much would you pay? If in 90 days you could change your financial position, how much would you pay? Imagine that, guys. Imagine being able to change things that quickly. And we've seen it happen even quicker. It just depends on you. If I was to sell this course to the public with all the ancillary guides and tools, I could easily charge £7,500. And even at that price, it's worth the price for the results that it delivers. But I don't want to charge you that. Okay, I want to deliver real value to you. So the price of the course, with everything that I've described this evening, guys, is just £1,250. That's it. So if you went out to source and buy all of this information, it would literally cost you tens of thousands of pounds. Yes, it is an investment, okay? It's not £5 or £10, but in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of what you want to achieve, in the grand scheme of, you know, what training can bring you, it really is a very, very small investment to make. And it's an investment that I made a lot bigger. In fact, when I started out, my initial investment, even when I didn't have any money, was about double that. So, and that was many, many years ago. So maybe 16 or 17 years ago. So that really isn't a big investment if you're seriously committed to doing this. Now, don't forget the years of time it would take to source all the material and learn it. For just £1,250, you get the full course, so you're on the way to Forex trading success. So, guys, you have 2 choices. You can do nothing and get nothing, or you can invest in yourself and improve your financial status. So, at this stage, guys, if you are interested in joining, then you have just been sent an email. So all you need to do is you're going to go to your email. There's a link there. You can click the link and basically join. But before you go, make sure you've got the email. Let me know if you haven't. I'm going to make this a really easy, no-brainer decision for you. So to give you the best chance of success and make this a no-risk purchase, if you invest in the course with me today and within 14 days you're not happy for any reason, just request a refund and I will refund your payment 100%, no questions asked. You can invest in the course today, use it for 14 days, and if you don't like it for any reason, I will give you 100% of your money back, and you can keep the materials. That's how confident I am that this will bring you the results that you want. So again, in summary, you get the Forex course, the funded account, the Elite Traders Club membership for 3 months, the weekly calls with me, the professional trading journal, the trade plan template, the risk and money management software. So I want to give you 2 more bonuses. This is for the fast action takers. So if you're one of the first 5 people, guys, this is where you want to go now. I'm going to give you the premium Elite Traders Club membership. Basically, that's going to give you access to all of our proprietary indicators. Those alone are worth the price that you're paying today. They are phenomenal. You're going to have the supply and demand that I showed you. You're going to have access to our auto trend lines. You're going to have access to our auto Fibonacci. You're going to have access to the high and low predictor that I mentioned earlier. So you get that for 3 months. And this is literally just for the first 5 people. No more, guys, just for the first 5 people. Plus, we're going to upgrade your account to a $50,000 account. So this will give you the chance to start earning a salary right away. On a $50,000 account, you can easily be making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, even after paying your commissions. So I hope that you will take this opportunity. For those that have really been serious and said to me they're committed, this is your chance to join our really great community of traders. We've got some amazing students doing so well, and we are absolutely committed to you to help you become successful. Really genuinely committed to help you become successful. So that's why I asked the question. Please only do this if you're serious, okay? Because we're going to give you so much of our time. We're going to really be there with you, helping you to succeed. So it's really important that you're serious about this. So guys, this is your chance right now. So if once you sign up, just let me know, and we're going to basically get you started right away. Now, if you do have any questions, also you can type them up here, and I can get one of my colleagues to give you a call. We can also do a payment plan, okay? So you can start by doing a payment plan. So if you're interested in doing a payment plan, that will be an option. You can pay £500 basically per month instead. So it ends up costing you a little bit more. However, it allows you to break the payments down. Now, let me know, guys, if you need assistance. Just let me know if you need somebody to call you, if you want to discuss anything, if you if the payment plan doesn't work, we can discuss whether we can change it for you, but I'm not sure if we can give you those bonuses because they will probably go by then. So, but if you want to do the program and you don't have the money to do it in full, you can break it up into a payment plan, and we can you won't be able to get the additional 2 bonuses, but you'll be able to get all the other bonuses that I mentioned. Guys, how does that sound? Hope you got some value out this evening. I do appreciate you're here. And I do also apologize if I sounded a little bit tired. I've had a very long day in the markets. Let me know, guys. Give me some feedback and let me know what you're thinking. Questions. Let's do it. Come and join us. You won't regret it, guys. No worries, Fiona. Pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, guys, so if nobody else has any questions, then let's wrap it up there. And welcome on board for those that have already signed up. And if you do need the link, my colleague has just put it into the questions box. In fact, I think I need to and if you could just retype that and everybody can get it. Okay, guys. We shall wrap things up there. Thank you for being on. Have a nice evening and catch you again very soon. Take care for now.